Yeah, man, it's K2 Trill. Hey, man, listen. That shoulda, woulda, coulda shit, that shit don't mean nothing to me, bro. That shoulda, woulda, coulda shit, that's just garbage, man. Don't tell me you woulda, you shoulda, you coulda did nothing, man. Cause guess what? Your word supposed to mean something. Your word, man, your bond. Listen. I'm just old school, man. Listen, when you say something, you supposed to mean it. You know what I'm saying? When you say you're gonna do something, dog, your word supposed to mean something. That mean your name supposed to mean something. You know what I'm saying? And what come out your mouth is supposed to have some type of standing out here. You can't say something, dog, and then not do what you say. You know, that shoulda, woulda, coulda shit, man, I don't want to hear that shit, because that's bullshit to me. You know what I'm saying? Your name supposed to mean something. Your word supposed to mean something. Your bond supposed to mean something out here in these streets. That's part of the code. And even if you ain't in the streets, if you doing business, it's supposed to mean something. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have that in your bloodline. If you want to be honorable, if you want to be high value, that's part of being high value. Your name got to mean something. Your bond got to mean something. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a man of your word. That's why they say that. Your word supposed to mean something. You know what I'm saying? You can't be saying shit and don't stand up to it. Because when you say something and you don't stand up to what you say or what you mean, they script them scrapes off your motherfucking jersey. You know what I'm saying? They script them scrapes off your motherfucking uniform. You know what I'm saying? They take them badges off the front of your shirt. You know what I'm saying? Because your word supposed to mean something. You know, you being a man of your word take you a long way. A lot of people don't understand that. When you're a man of your word, people can trust you. And when they can trust you, you can go on to other levels with them financially, personally. Trust is a great thing. To be a trustful person is a great thing. That is a high value. That's a high value thing to have, to be able for people to say, yeah, man, I trust him. Yeah, man, he a trustworthy person. Because you done proven yourself to be a trustworthy person. People don't just give you trust for no reason. You have to earn that. Just how you have to earn everything else of value. And when people trust you, they take you to a whole nother level. Because they know it's not too many people out here you can trust. Because nobody go by the code no more. The code has been swept up under the rug. You know what I'm saying? The G code has been forgotten. But the ones who continue to establish and go by the G code will always make it, because they have the criteria of what people's looking for. They have the values of what people's looking for. They have the wherewithal to be disciplined and stay in the code. And some people willing to die about the code too, if you bump into the right ones. See, cause when you was brought up on it, it's already engraved in you. It's already in you. It ain't on you. You could look like it, but you might not be like it. But the ones that look like it and go through with it is the real ones. Then when you find a real one, you want to keep them with you, because you know that person there. You can depend on that person through thick and thin. Because their moral status is not going to let them go against the code. Their moral structure is not going to let them go against the code. their moral mindset is not gonna let them go against the code because they were raised with it. Now, when you find one that was raised with the G code, you got your winner. You got your true friend. You got your true soldier. You know what I'm saying? Those the ones you want to go to battle with, because you ain't got to worry about them folding, especially not mentally. You know, so, you know, that shoulda, woulda, coulda shit, man. When you hear a motherfucker be talking about that shoulda, woulda, coulda shit, man, them ain't the motherfuckers you need to be around, man. You know, they got an excuse for every fucking thing. They just like assholes. Everybody got one. You know what I'm saying? That's just how them excuses is. You know, I ain't got time for it, man. You can say that shit for the media. I don't want to hear that shoulda, woulda, coulda shit, man. If you say something, you stand up to it. If you say something, you do it. If you say something, you come through with it. That's how I am. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am, and that's how I move, and that's how I always move, and that's how I'll move forever. It's just real, man. It's like the rules, they just like have been forgotten. You know, people don't abide by it no more. It's like, you know, people glorifying snitches. You know, all the things that would have got you eliminated or would have got you deleted 20 years ago, people done forgot about that. You know, it's like, it's a whole different world now. You know, it's like everything done changed. Everybody's sensitive. You can't say the wrong thing. You rubbing people the wrong way. You know, you can't say this, you can't say that. This community gonna get offended. This community gonna get offended. You know what I'm saying? It's just like things that used to be hidden is not hidden anymore. You know, things that you used to be able to talk about, you can't talk about anymore. Especially if you in a high position or you got money. You sit around people at a dinner and people hide their phone and have their recorder on, recording everything you say, hoping you say something foul. You know, hoping you say something against this community, or hoping you say something against this community, or hoping you say something against this race or that race. It's like nobody abiding by any rules no more. There's no rules no more. It's like the code is deleted. Nobody believe in it. And that's why when they meet people that live by the code, they can't get along with them. You know what I'm saying? They call them conspiracy theorists, or they call them a hothead, or they call them a crazy, or they call them what's the other word they use? Not schizo. The other word they use is bipolar. You know, that's how they separate the real ones from the fake ones. You know, they give you a label. You know, they call you crazy, or they call you bipolar, or something of that nature. You know, so they can sit you away from everybody else and say, nah, we ain't vibing with him because he think this way. You know what I'm saying? All the real ones get labeled something. All the real ones get called something. And all the fake ones, they getting patronized. They getting pushed to the front. They get the endorsements. They get the clout. You know what I'm saying? They get the fans. Because they push the narrative of the fake shit. They don't want the real ones out there. Always remember, man, when you're a real one, you ain't gonna have too many friends. That's just how it go. Because you gonna touch people, you gonna rub people the wrong way because you being real. It ain't too many trill ones out here. So you're always gonna bump heads with somebody. Not saying that you always right, but not saying that you always wrong. You know what I'm saying? But the narrative is that you're wrong because you don't think the way other people think in this society. But 20 years ago, you would have been pushed to the front. You would have been getting the endorsements. You would have been getting all the popularity. Because in that time, it was realer than it is right now. So man, y'all think about this, man. Y'all let me know in the comments, man, how y'all feel about this subject. But we got to get them subs up, man. We got to get them subs up. Subscribe, man, and like the video and share it, bro. Peace.